computer. All right, we've got it. It's a go. So, welcome everybody, Gathering of Eagles. If you want to know who the Eagles are, you are, because you're sitting here with the rest of us. Anybody that shows up is automatically an Eagle. So okay, I'm pulling in. We have my friend, longtime listener, Tom. He's on Pine Ridge Reservation. He has 10 people with him. So there's 11 total up there, and 4 of them are young people. 4 of them are still in their teens. Welcome, young people. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking a chance that we old people will bore you. So we got we got that coming in. And whoops. Okay. Um, we're going to touch on several things tonight, I think. I'll turn it over for everybody to say hello in a moment. Had a number of people, at least a dozen, which is a lot when you ask for feedback. Ask that we do some more with anxiety and stress and how to deal with it and tie it into working with nature, which is good because that's how we do it anyway. So for everyone who asked for that, thank you very much. And then the other piece, which we talked briefly about last time, is losing people, quote unquote, people walking away from us or us from them, or all kinds of connections like that happening right now. And some questions around that are, why is it happening? What can I do about it? How should I feel about it? Oh, a couple of what have I done wrong? So, yeah, we will do a little talk there as well. This show is every other week at the moment. We will probably stay that way for now, but we may go weekly if the need is there as we move ahead. We're probably going to add a different home base shortly, too. Facebook is difficult, to say the least. It's a great way to get out to people. There's a lot of people on it. I've been doing it for years, but it's not user friendly. And for you all, I want to make sure we have something that is user friendly. So I'll let everyone know as we do that. In the chat group, I hope it went through. I never know. Yeah, I put our PayPal. For now, anybody who would like to donate and can donate to the group, to the podcast, to the other things we'll be doing, it'll help us a bit with expenses because God knows none of us are particularly wealthy. We're working on it again. So, yeah, all you have to do is hit the button, and every little bit helps. And it's an energetic thing as well, obviously. So I think that's all I have to get this started. Why don't we pass around the stick for a little bit? And what about you, Mr. Jerry, my co-host?
Hello there.
Oh,
Once again, hi everyone. How? Um, I'm Jerry Maynard, uh, black-tailed deer. I'm a nominee and was adopted into the Hopi tribe and given the stories and teachings and ceremony permission to perform certain ceremonies. I'm just glad to be here once again in this circle of wonderful people that is more vast than what it appears. I want to say thank you once again for the Lakota delegation that is showing up with the youth. That is beyond priceless and means a lot to us. I want to thank you all very much for being here with us. And let's just open our hearts and see what comes out.
sounds good. Good start. Let's shift over. Let's go to the southern part of the planet, down to Mr. Christopher, who is also on our board of directors of Sanctuaries of the Earth Mother. I'll put that link up later as well. Chris, it's good to see you're awake.
Greetings. It is. It does happen. Greetings, brother. And greetings, Jerry. Lovely to have you two co-hosting. And I want to say greetings and welcome to our brothers and sisters in Pine Ridge. It really is lovely to have you all up. Um, the same as been present in the previous podcasts that we've done. So thank you for your presence. And hello, everybody else. Um, I'm from New Zealand, Queenstown, New Zealand, which is the South Island, and born and bred here. Parents come from overseas, or my father does. My grandfather on my mother's side Scottish, so I'm a bit of a mix of all sorts of things. So that's me.
Okay, thank you. And others who are on. Sarah, you're on a lot with us doing things. How about you're next?
Got to take it off mute.
Yep, go off me. That's funny. Or maybe
You've
not.
got to unmute Sarah.
Okay, hang on. There we go. Let's try that.
Oh, was I muted?
Yeah,
Okay, the whole entire time. Okay.
nope, it's all good.
Yeah, my name's Sarah. I'm from Key Largo, Florida. I am, what else do I say? Sorry.
That's okay. And you don't have to say anything else if you that's enough if you want.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Don't really have
perfect.
anything to say.
There's never too much or too little, Sarah. It's just coming on board.
Okay.
And then I'll bring on my friend Gio, who's also providing some guidance as we set this up because it's been a few years since I've done this and things have changed just a wee bit. Gio, welcome back.
Thanks, Jim. So I'm dialed in here today from Scottsdale, Arizona, from Old Town Scottsdale. So I'm in the city, you might say. We're kind of a small community actually, but it is a city compared to where Jim lives. And I've had the opportunity to spend some time with Jim at the Eagles Roost community there in Rock Rimmon. And a couple things that I'll share is what really inspires me and inspires me to show up, so far with this community as it's starting to form is the connection to spirit medicine and spirit awareness and how everything comes to us from spirit. And with that said, I'd like to just make at least for me, what's a correction is that we're each infinitely abundant. And when we step into this awareness of how nature provides, the abundance is infinite, and things come to us freely. Like everything grows, right? The sun sends energy, makes everything grow freely, and we get to harvest the value by focusing our efforts and exchanging them with each other. And so I appreciate the exchange, Jim, that you guys are creating here. And like I said, it's the spirit medicine that makes me attracted to this. So that's the inspiration. I really would am inspired by hearing the group in Pine Ridge. Would enjoy helping to facilitate getting whatever is needed there so that they can connect to the global internet in the way that we all enjoy. I know it's a privilege to have it, but it's available anywhere. Starlink is a link that's available anywhere, and computers are also infinitely available. So, anyways, I'm inspired to be here and just here mostly just to listen.
Thank you. And then let's skip over to Sandrea. Did I get it right that time?
Okay, I'm
Okay.
learning. I, yes, it's the gathering of people. It's the gathering of tribes. It doesn't matter. I grew up in Europe. I'm French. I grew up in France. We had many cultures. I grew up with Polish, with Russian, with African in my home, my aunts and uncles. It was absolutely wonderful. And it's like that with the teachings of the Native Americans, with the earth, with nature, because there is no distinction. We're all entities and souls and spirits, and it's wonderful to feel it. That's why I'm here, because I feel things and it resonates. I mean, many, many years ago, I don't remember, it was over by I think Sturgis, somewhere by the VA over there. And I attended a gathering of eagles for 7 days and 7 nights. And it had a profound affect and on me because I was very few gringos were there. It was mostly the shamans and the teachings, and I got to be there and be with the people and sit and listen and did sweat lodge. I was just completely, I mean, I felt I was in heaven. And which, I mean, it was just wonderful, just slow, easy nature. The whole time was outside in nature. So I'm very grateful to be here. And I thank each and every one of you because I think we learn from each other and from the source, like spirit.
Thank you. Awesome. And okay, I am not even going to take a shot at this one. Our friend down here with the long name that starts with a K. Respectfully, I will ask you to
We'll say
pronounce.
cat.
Cat. Okay. How about cat? Let's go with cat.
Hi, Gaji Charunia Yungyats. So I just said that's my name. My English name is Janet, and Gaji Charunia is a name that's given to me by um, my extended family up in Mohawk territory. Um,
Mm.
but I I wanted to join here because I saw the post and everything that you listed in there is like ringing a bell, has been ringing a bell with me for a long time. And I feel really I'm very isolated where I live. I'm very cut off from everything. And the only relation I get at this point in my life, and I'm older now, you know, I'm past retirement, um, is through the virtual world. And frankly, um, it does get hard to at times when there's no real connection, you know. Um, and I hate to be so on the negative side, but like my family was affected by the Reorganization Act of 1934. So my parents were in my father's not native, my mother's native, and but she was a product of the boarding schools, and I wound up being taken away, removed. So it's been a crazy road for me, and for the last 4 years, where I live now, it's like really brutal on me because of the isolation, you know, and the people around me are not earth-based people. Um, I'm just like a fish out of water here, I guess. And I don't see right now any way that I can get out of this place that I'm in yet. and still trying to figure out
Hmm.
um, on a I mean, physically, I know why I'm not moving, but ethereally, trying to like deal with that part. Um, you know, but
Very
it
good.
also could be that the isolation causes too much introspection too. So,
It can. Yep, you're right.
but
Thank
anyway, I
you.
better
Awesome.
pass. I'm
Thanks.
sorry,
Well,
Jim.
No, don't be.
Ronya,
Zoom, right?
I want to welcome you and thank you for
Zoom,
being
right?
here. And you're no longer alone. You're now amongst a big family.
That's on Zoom.
I gave you the link on Messenger.
I didn't have Zoom downloaded on my app. That's why.
So
Oh,
welcome.
It's not downloaded.
We're
well, you
glad
could be
you're
here
here.
too. Whatever.
Yeah, thank you.
Look at it, Zoom. So,
It's an honor to be here.
You sent it to me on Messenger?
And
Thank you,
JD,
Ted.
good to have you here again.
Let me unmute. Hey, how you guys doing? I knew it was tonight, but we had soccer with my daughter, so I was like, "Oh yeah, the class or the group." So I've been doing okay. My deal was the pain in my body. I had years of drugs and streets and all types of stuff, and then a couple of years ago, I got into the energy work and stuff, and I'm perceiving these negative entities. So it led me down this learning how to deal with them. And the shaman way is, it's practical and I can learn tools and stuff like that. And now the spiritual nature is just talking to me every day. The butterflies, the eagle, any type of bird, I get really strong messages from the birds at times. I'm still trying to keep myself out of the what the hell is going on because I'm seeing negative entities and everybody don't see them. So it's like, it was real mentally challenging. But since I worked with Mark for a while and learning how to do the illuminations now uh, and using a Vogel crystal to extract energy, like I can see it affect these negative entities. So I don't feel like I'm hopeless anymore. I feel like I have tools to deal with them. I'm hoping I can get more into the
Good.
like it's hard
Perfect.
for me to stay calm. You know what I mean? Because I got this thing attached to me
Yep.
mentally, pushing through.
We'll probably go into some of that tonight too, JD. So good. Good.
Yeah,
Everybody,
yeah.
obviously,
So,
everybody's having our issues.
yeah.
And why not? I mean, we've never dealt with anything like this before. So thanks, everybody. Hey, Jerry, we didn't do an official opening. Do you want to do an opening prayer? I know you included a little bit when you talked.
Yes. Tukunungwa,
Yeah.
Opyak Nakam, Tetchek Nakam, Tevyak Nakam, Kunyak Nakam, Ha So'o, Ha Ko'a, Ha Tum Seeing Nahi, Yoji, No Seingwa, Grandfather, Grandmother Earth, spirits of the four directions, spirits of the four elements of life, spirits of our ancestors. We send forth this voice and ask you to hear us, ask you to be with us. We thank you for your presence with us. We thank you for guiding our words, guiding our path, guiding this conversation, and being here with every one of us, this family of eagles. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you. Wow. All right. Whew, that was powerful. So I'm getting in, starting to type it out, but I think it's going to take too long. And you have to go with me a little bit. I'm connecting with our friends on Pine Ridge through the phone, so I'm seeing what they send and relaying it to you guys. I was going to type it out, but I'll just do it this way. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but you'll get it.
What
So
is Pine Ridge? Can I ask?
yeah, you sure can. Pine Ridge is a reservation up in South Dakota. Um,
Oh,
Lakota, and it's where my primary teacher That was his res. So I've been up there a lot. Yeah. And they have lousy service up there. And right now they don't even have a computer that works. So they use the phone except for the nights they can get to the casino. So the casino has a couple of positive things, I guess. They have a room with computers where they get on. But for now, Tom, who puts these together, and he's brought groups together now for years as we do this. He's passing the elder position to a grandmother who is visiting, and the grandmother is 101 years old, and so grandmother's so grandmother by far and away is the elder for this whole meeting tonight. So welcome, grandmother.
We thank you for being here with us.
Yes, we sure do. Jerry thanks you. They can hear. That's good. Yeah, we're really glad you're here, and we certainly would welcome anything you have to say as we go along. Just tell Tom, and he'll type it out or do something to get it to me. And thank you all. Thank you for the young ones who are there in that group as well. And please be equally willing to contribute as you wish, because we want to hear from everybody. This is a good, diverse group. Most of our groups tend to be. Even here, we have different tribes, and they're not all Native American tribes, because really there's only one tribe, and that's one mother, one tribe. We have different things we associate with, we're connected to, and that's powerful. But when you come right down to it, we're all one. And that's what a lot of the talk's been about lately. And that's what's been causing a lot of the fear and anxiety and anxiousness and all the physical pain that also turns into. So why don't we, Jerry, anything you want to say about that before we start?
No, I think you pretty much covered that.
I hit it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else wish to contribute? And I'll open it to, oops, and I see they're typing here, so something will be coming. It takes a while. Okay, cool. Yeah, this whole confusion, and yes, we're getting a nice huge dose of it here in the United States, but it's global as well, and it is causing a lot of these issues, a lot of these diseases, a lot of these illnesses. But it's also setting us to the point where we can actually finally move ahead. We're seeing more and more people stand up together. Some of us, Shinsei is around. I hope he gets on. We're at Standing Rock and other places. So we started to see those things where we stood together as one people, one species. And I think that is a big part of the healing of this. And it takes effort. It's not easy. We all have our prejudices. We all have our thoughts. We all have things we deal with. And we have to be able to handle those in order to move into this place of one. And I see us trying it more and more. I see us doing it more and more. I know me personally, and I've had a very eclectic background working with people of a lot of different cultures. And I'm a mongrel of combined cultures. And even it's like, wow, I'm really challenged to work with them.
I don't know the meeting code.
I don't accept. It's on that same link on the.
They'll show me on it. It just says enter meeting.
It's yeah, it's something to have to deal with. And I think we'll be doing it better and better. I really do. There's those who will not change. And we won't be able to do anything about that. And I'm not sure we should even try. I'm not. I wish them well. I send them love. And then I let them go on their way. Because there's enough to do to not waste our time on some who are not ready. And that's not even judging them. That's just, the way it is. It's you work with those we can. not with those who are showing they can't. And if they do wake up, oh wow, great. I'll be the first to embrace them and say, here you go. I'm with you. But until that time, I'm not really willing. There was a piece today of, okay, and then they finished here too. A piece today or yesterday that came on, which I found really interesting online, a little short video. I posted it around. Did you get it? A young, well, he describes himself as a young white conservative man. It's a really interesting video. If you have time, it's on my page. It's on our page, Gathering of Eagles page. And I put it several other places for those who are in our Standing Rock groups or any of the other groups. I put it there because he talks about this whole thing. And he talks about how for the last 7 or 8 years, young white men have been indoctrinated with the thoughts that they were at risk, that they were being attacked, that they were going to be killed, that and on and on and on. And he said, he kind of speaks like he bought into it too. But now he's realizing it's not the other people, it's not the other us who are the enemy. It's the ones who have caused that disunity. And so it's a really excellent piece. And he put it up actually for um, other young white men to read it and think about things. And so if we can get to that level, that's where we start to really make a difference. I'm not going to come in as this white haired guy of mixed cultures to a young white population and have much to say that they'll listen to. Some might, maybe with a few, but somebody who's in that culture that speaks. That's what we need. And that needs to be global too. Because again, most of us are here in the US, maybe all of us in this group. But this is global. It's not just about here. I know we tend to focus on, okay, what's our issue and how do we heal it quickly? But we got to realize now this is everywhere. And it's time for that. For those who know the prophecies, and some of us may talk to that later, this time has been talked about for generations. And now we're dealing with it. So I said a mouthful. Let's see. Anybody want to? Who's got their hand up there? Gio.
Yeah, I'll just drop in real quick. Again, I speak to, to my own, to my own perceptions, and I think it's a really helpful thing in regards to like we each have our own way of seeing the world. There's no outside forces. Like it's what we perceive. And so, my perception that I give voice to right now, even though it is a challenging time right now because there's so much transition, but truly it's a time, I see it as a time for leaders, for people who have vision and whatever that means to each person that's here right now, including, the Native American community. It's like there's a time right now where there's so much transition, and even like what you were saying about the young men feeling disempowered, that's a very real thing. I mean, I have a young friend who is a pretty avid Trump supporter and supporter of you know that leadership, and I understand, young men, they are disempowered right now in many ways. And so, so they're trying to find out, find their way. And that's a real thing. But anyways, like I said, for me, I'm just excited about the time that we live in right now, and even what we're doing right now, like what you're doing, Jim and Jerry, like bringing this space here together. It's like, this is a very new thing, right? This is not that, it's not been around that long, our ability to connect like this all over the world. So I think it's just an exciting time and opportunity for many things to be born again, born renewed, old things that worked before, old healing ways to be brought back into into people who, can benefit from them. And I'm just excited by it on every level. And it's not to say that I don't get fearful, as well. I've had moments of that too. But more so, I like to keep my focus on the opportunity, for me and for the community of people that I lead, and my leadership primarily is around creating platforms like this for people to have voice and health and healing and spiritual awakening. That's primarily what I do for a living, and I use these platforms. So, like I said, I'm just excited for the moment.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, to that, and that's funny because grandmother was kind of covering this too. Um,
Yeah, you said they typed some
and
things.
that's what I'm looking. I'm trying to read and compartmentalize and put it out in an understandable fashion. So she was saying too, she was typing or asking to be, Tom's typing for her, when I was talking about that video of the young white man. The fact that we are all feeling marginalized now and in the past, and the trick is to stop it in the future. And it's not, it is, so yeah, of course it's real. It's a real feeling. That doesn't mean that what's being done is real. The lies that have been told and the fictions created for generations now have put us in this place. So I'm different than somebody who's red or somebody who's young or somebody who's tall or fat or female or whatever, on and on and on. Of course, the native population, and I've got a lot of friends, even before I knew I had any native DNA, who wouldn't talk to anyone outside of their culture. And I get it. My primary DNA is Romany Gypsy. We were almost eliminated before the Second World War. And we can go on and on and on. The thing now is to realize that we are all much more alike than we are different. And that doesn't mean I accept the actions of some, especially those who are really demonstrating destructive proclivities. But I can understand where it comes from for sure. But I won't accept it. I can send love and light. We can help to heal this thing. But I can't say I condone what you're doing because it's wrong. Just like this young man who got shot and killed. He was, by all of his actions, a horrific person who hated everybody and everything and talked about killing certain populations. I don't condone that, but I sure as hell don't condone him being shot and ending his life. And his kids go on now without a father. That I know there's a whole argument there too, but I won't go there. But that's not how we solve anything. Definitely not how. I'm old enough to remember when, in myself, I fought as an activist who hated people and threw bricks and blah, 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 and lit fires, and then one who marched quietly and in peace. And I realized pretty early it's the second one that change came in. It's the peaceful ones. It's not those, if we stay angry, if we stay in hate, that's all we're doing is we're making that circle continue. So that was a mouthful. Okay, so grandmother's saying yes, that's exactly it. And all right, we've all seen our people. Oh, this is good. We've all seen our people attacked and killed. Um, they attempted to kill all of my people. Grandmother's apparently partly Blackfoot and partly Lakota. And she comes from up closer to your way, Jerry, northern Michigan. I guess that would be
Ah,
somewhere near Wisconsin, right?
ah,
Yeah. Okay.
it's right above Wisconsin. Yep.
I thought so. All right. Um, yeah. And she's just saying we just have to stop it now. It's enough. Otherwise, they'll continue to control us. They'll control us until we are all dead. Yeah. Good point.
Mhm.
Who wants a talking stick? Chris, you got your hand up over there. I didn't see it.
I just want to emphasize what you said about the path of peace. It's been a big lesson for me as well. And I see the ones we remember, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, and Martin Luther King. And they were all people of peace. And that's the path we remember and holds energy into the future and is a guide for us all. So thank you. Talking stick in the middle.
Yeah, thanks. And it's yes, I'm that old. As a young puppy, I walked with Dr. King, and it changed everything. Shazay, you have something to share. I see it in your eyes, brother.
I was typing. Can you
Oh,
can everyone hear me? I'm
yeah,
uh
yes.
okay,
Yeah, we
because
can hear you fine.
all right, because I can't really see everybody on the screen. It's my first time doing a Zoom call in a long, long, long time. A lot of stuff changed. Right now I'm just painting right now, and I'm trying to. Oh, okay. You guys already know I'm on. I was typing on that chat thing, but I guess you guys already know I'm all on, so I'm just gonna keep talking. Uh, oh well. My name is Shazay. My real name is Dean Deadman, Jr. I am Lakota, Hunkpapa, and Navajo. But as you can see, I was just kind of doing some paintings here, just doing what I like to do every day. And there's always a beautiful space here at Jim's place to create. So this is kind of what I've been doing while I was down here. Um, but just to chime into what you guys were talking about and what Grandma's saying, and yeah, it's time to rise all of who you are in your spirit, in your soul, and in your heart. We are a lot more than just what we are here on earth and what they perceive us to be, but we are a lot more than that. We are our dreams, we are the stars, we are the prayers from the ancestors that have always been flowing on this planet Earth for time immemorial, and to have that ability and connection that we do have here is really a blessing for all of us to be connected through the internet and to be anywhere on the planet, but we're always there in that moment of really coming together. So that's the good things of technology and all this stuff that has been manifested in this reality right now that we're in. And but yeah, like Grandma said, it's time to have them stop. Well, it takes all of us to really stand for something you really truly believe in, and that is just it's not doesn't have to come to like anything physical. It has nothing to do with building up like hate and leaving the fear in your body or building up the hate in your heart for something that you want to change or why it's just the way it is. But if you really want change, we really have to look inside of us and really find that center of ourselves. Because once we center ourselves and we're all here on this planet Earth, we really start changing the vibration and tuning ourselves to a lot of more beautiful things that we could do for the planet Earth and for our community, our people, and our family, and within ourselves. To really change that, it starts within ourselves. And as for myself, I've been on this spiritual journey for the past, geez, I'm going to say, since everything happened in my life, for what it is and for how it's come to be, it's been since Standing Rock, and it's going to be 9 years now. And ever since these past few years, when it got to the seventh year, it really changed a lot of things I felt in my life, in my heart, and the things I'm able to do and why I'm here and my purpose and all these things that just you want to ask yourself in life and why you're here. It all was answered. So to be awake and to be in the moment of, in the center of, in the moment of yourself and to really see things through the truth, and then to see what is the lies and what is the truth. It's something of a blessing. And I just want to say I'm here on behalf of, just Jim, being here in his circle, sharing his energy and his heart and what he cares about, what he's passionate about. And also here for everyone else out there that wants to build a bridge, because we're all about building bridges. and coming together for the greater good of not only this generation, but to preserve everything that really makes us what we are and gives us our power and what we share it with. And that's Mother Earth. And that's all of us coming together. It's what loves, it's what brings us, allows us to love. And it's what allows us to create everything that we want to be in this world. And I think that's everything that we all have a piece of. We're all special in some way. We all have some gift. We have abilities. We have, a source, a certain source, a different source. It's all the same source, but for all the gifts that you have, for all the prayers that you save, for all the things that you have and hold every day, just know that it's all working and it's all going into this better wave of energy for energy happening right now.
Oh, thank you for that, Shazay.
Thanks.
Chris,
Go ahead, Jerry.
you've had your hand up for a while.
Yeah. Something you said, Shazay, brought to me. If we're going to do anything, we do it with love. If we can't do it with love, it's not worth doing. Can sound a bit new agey and spacey, but love to me is a direct connection with life. So anything we do should be aligned with life. It should have that love with it. That's a guide. That's a tool to listen to. Am I creating life, or am I closing something down?
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that. Talking stick in the middle.
Yeah, good. Ooh,
Oh,
ahokaho.
so we seek those things that can help us cope with the fear, with the anxiety. So this is what I was given to share. In the beginning times, 7 old men, 7 grandfathers, called a young man to them. They explained that he had been chosen for a very, very carefully for a special journey. They told him of the quest that he would be asked to undertake for the people, so that they might acquire sacred gifts for the people. The young man agreed. The young man loved knowledge. He didn't like knowledge because it gave him power over others. He loved knowledge for its own sake, and he wanted all to have it. And so that gave him the first of the sacred gifts, wisdom. The second grandfather knew that a person or a people can never know true power unless they first have love. And so the second grandfather gave the young man the gift of love. Sometimes love is not enough. Sometimes another virtue is needed so that we might be good and do good. And so the young man was given the gift of respect. The next grandfather gave the young man the gift of courage so that he could face all tests and ordeals and lessons. The young man now had courage. So this allowed him to receive the next of the sacred gifts, honesty. For it takes great courage to be honest. But with it, we face all situations with integrity. The young man realized on his journeys that he was just another part of creation. And so this gave him the gift of humility. As his quest ended, the 7th grandfather set his basket before the young man. And he said, "You need not earn or learn this gift. When you know all of these others, when you have all of these, then you have truth. These then are the seven sacred gifts given to us through that young man's journey to help us to walk this good red road. That is the story of the seven grandfathers from the Hopi perspective. I thank you all for listening. When we embody and carry all of those things within, then we can give them away. And then those things are alive in this world. Aho.
Mm. Oh.
Oh,
Mhm.
Jim, you have your hand up. I don't know if that's intentional or by mistake.
Well, I'll do it, I get, because I got some things here. So yeah,
Go for it. Yeah.
it was by mistake, but it works. So this is interesting, Jerry. So she does not often speak her earth name, her tribal name. This is grandmother again. Her
Mhm.
everyday name is Jan, Jan, but her tribal name is, guess what? White-tailed deer. So she saw yours was
Ah,
on. That's pretty funny. And yeah, and she was just putting on here that
grandmother, I am Soyingwa, black-tailed deer.
yeah, she saw it on the when we wrote it up. So two deers,
Ah,
and she was writing as you all were talking. The deer in their tribal, I don't know about yours, Jerry, is kind of similar
mhm,
to the white buffalo calf. It's a power of femininity. It's
mm,
change. It's shape shifting. It's being there in whatever form is needed. So I didn't know that. That
mhm.
was so we have a couple deer in here today. So be gentle, everybody. That was all. I just wanted to. Oh, here's the other one she said before. One, yeah. Um, oh, what is she? Oh, I see what she's talking about. So she's saying, don't let those who hate and are trying to continue to keep us apart um, make us devils by saying woke. She said, I woke up more than 60 years ago, and it's a good thing. Be awoke, which, be woke, as they're saying. Woke is absolutely a positive thing. It doesn't even have anything to do with liberal conservative. It's how you look at people. It's how you deal with people. It's how you walk your walk every day. If somebody needs help, do you reach out a hand or do you lock them up? And that's what she wrote a lot more, but that's the gist of it. Okay. Anyone else? Go ahead, Jared, back to you.
Has anyone ever heard of Dr. Emoto? I know Jim has.
yes, I have.
The water
Gio,
guy.
go ahead and give us.
Guy
Yeah, the
that
water guy.
did all the water stuff in Japan. And there's a lot more people that carry on his work now, too, as well. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason I bring him up, if somebody would care to share what his studies were and what he found out.
Hmm.
I'll be happy to share, what I know about it. And
Excuse me.
the what he discovered is that by taking the water and then uh, giving it intention and then freezing it, then these different crystal patterns would emerge. And through the crystal patterns that emerge, you could see that the effect of the positive energy, the positive intention, the positive imagination has an enormous effect on the water itself. And so by extension, we are, I believe, 80% water. And so the intention that we hold for ourselves and each other has an enormous effect on our own energy field in a very scientific way, right? People they have to have this science, like, and say that it's scientific. It's fairly intuitive, but but that's what he demonstrated, through the science of freezing the water in that way by and giving it different types of intention. The bad intention would create a very distorted crystal pattern. And
Yeah.
every time, not just one time, every time.
Yes, that's exactly right. And the reason I bring that up, within the story I just shared, the second grandfather gave the young man the gift of love, for he knew that a people or a person can never have true power unless they first have love. If we give that love, if we learn first, everything begins within. We learn to have that love for self, and then we can share that love and spread that outward to our family, to our clan, to our nations, to the world, to the earth, to the animals. So I ask us to think about, it's real easy to focus on all the things that are creating the anxiety and the fear and the hatred and the division. I ask us to look first, what is our gift? What are we choosing to give the world? What gift are we giving out? What are we embodying? Because that's how change is going to happen. Is more powerful when you can look and you can see a living example of the thing you wish to be. If you see that, you have something that gives you inspiration and hope, because if this person can do it, so can I. And you see someone giving of that freely and being that, then it shows that it's not impossible, for one, and it's not weak, it's not easy to be ignored and brushed aside. When you see someone walking powerfully in that way, in that love, you see what can be done. This circle was formed on that basis. Our ways, the native ways, and all tribal ways were formed on that basis of love and balance and harmony with all life. Embodying those things, finding those things within, letting those create a sunrise within your heart of those beautiful things. That is more powerful than any of the fear or hatred or anger that they can spread. So,
Oh,
I hope.
Oh,
hmm. Yeah, yeah, interesting. We bring up Dr. Emoto. I spent a lot of time studying his work, and now he's got a daughter and a son who were following after him. I worked with the daughter a bit when we were doing week-long conferences. It's a very incredible woman also. And there's a lot of other people taking it up. And Gio did a great job of explaining that piece, but he did a lot of different work with water. He showed that water responds to all kinds of things. And yesterday, Shazay and I went down to Clear Creek near here, which is a really powerful place, one that Chris knows well too. And we were doing some work there. We were doing some recordings. We were talking to the river. We were working on healing. Um, my physical manifestation right now is extreme pain in my legs and feet. And yesterday I could barely walk. I could go a few steps and it hurt so much I had to stop. So I just sat there and talked to the water about it. And it felt a little better afterwards. Was not some miraculous cure. And that's not how nature works. But really, if you work with nature, people, and you're asking, okay, how can I move ahead with this, whether it's anxiety, fear, physical pain, whatever, that's the number one healer is nature, is the mother. Connect in. Everything else was taken from that. She was there long before there were traditional healers or Western medicine healers. So use that resource. And we were even talking about how we could feel the water there. We actually got so wrapped up in what we were doing yesterday. And I had my dogs with me, and my one little dog, Crystal, I'm working with her and her healing, and she was actually much bouncier than she's been. And then we popped all of us into the car and we went back to my place. And it wasn't until this morning Shazay realized his speaker was left on the log there. So we had to go back, which was a beautiful thing. Of course, no speaker. It still may appear we couldn't check the campsite, that the host was not there. But you can really get wrapped up in what you're doing. Let it happen. Just let it engulf you. Feel it. Don't think about what you're doing when you're in nature. Feel it. Taste the air. Um, touch the energy. Use your senses in all different ways. And you will start to work on your body. And work with those you know who have some skills and who you trust. I'm working with Jerry right now. He's helping me with a new way of addressing my issues with the legs because I still have a long way to walk. So recognize you've got to do something different. What we've been doing isn't working on anything. That's why this time is here now. That's why we are here. We all accepted this job before we came down. For those who are spiritual, you know what I mean. We signed our contract, as people like to say. Well, that's a little too woo-woo for me, but our energy spirit knew what we were coming for and that it wasn't going to be easy. But the rewards are going to be just awesome. They already are. They already are. Just being here with you all today is healing in its own way. And we are doing it. Somebody said earlier, I think it was Gio, we're doing it around the globe. I didn't have that. When I was growing up, I had to literally travel around the globe and live with different elders here and there for 3 months here and 6 months there, because we had no internet. We had the voice, which was awesome, but you better have several decades to dedicate to it and enough money to do it. So now we can do it this way and combine the physical as well. And I see Mr. Chris has his hand up, so I hand him the stick very carefully and politely.
Hello again. So I'm going to fill in the woo-woo bit a little bit, and I'm going to try to be practical with it as well. I find nature is an ultimate healer in so many ways. She shows us the complete vibration of life, and it's our choice to tune in with it. When I'm in nature, I feel it as a vibration, a frequency, and I breathe in time with that. I let my heart resonate in time with it. And in that resonance with each other, there's a flow through both of us from one to the other. It's equal in both ways. She guides me, she shows me, she opens me up, and she has healed so much in me. To give you an idea, I grew up in an abusive childhood, and I've worked at healing that in so many ways. And a lot of that has come from nature, being in tune with her. She's guided me, she's shown me what life is, how to be in life, how to live life by breathing it, feeling it, sensing it, resonating with it. And that resonance, we have it within ourselves. When we're in tune with something, there's a frequency between us where we communicate, align, and enhance each other by our mutual presence. There's no separation anymore. And I invite anybody who wants to learn about it to sit with nature and feel it, and then start to feel it. Is there a frequency that's with this? Is there a vibration? We match time with it, with our breath, with our heart rate, and drop into it. And it'll be what it is for you. Listen to it as you can. I pass the stick back.
Thank you for being woo-woo. That wasn't even woo-woo, but it was good. Okay. So I'm getting more. Yeah.
I don't know how to work to turn it on.
Who would somebody like to speak? Is that Sandria?
Yeah, I just
Okay,
wanted
go
to
ahead.
add something that Chris said about nature.
Sure.
I consider myself a nature girl. I love the nature, and I've been deeply touched and observed animals. And wherever I've gone into the wilderness or in nature, in the desert, I've never been harmed by them, even a rattler. I really feel that they resonate with, they know already who we are. They know if you mean them harm or you don't. Even the coyotes, even the javelinas, even horses, all the animals know if you mean them harm, and they know the nature of your heart. And they know some humans that are not good. They feel it and they're afraid. And I've been with different people that have been kind or unkind, and it's very, very difficult. That's sometimes I have to struggle to forgive people because I know animals are a lot more intelligent than people give them credit for. Even the pigs, they have an intelligence that's huge. They already know. They know before we know that we mean them harm. So those are the things sometimes that cause my heart to ache. So I pray for the Great Spirit sometimes to help me because I don't want, I feel the animal suffrage. And I don't know about all of you, but it really affects me. And I can cry and cry. And I know that crying isn't always, so I have to find ways to cope with that. I pray for them to be not hurt. I pray for humans to be good stewards of the earth and all its inhabitants, especially those who have no say at all, no voice, and they can be hurt tremendously. So I don't know if you have any suggestions for me on how to, I don't know, cope with that.
Yeah, no, that's some great. Ooh, those are some excellent thoughts. And yes, and I totally agree with you. I totally respect and walk with animals. I feel my best around animals, more so than around humans. I've always walked with the animals, and so that is there. However, there's the other side of that, Sandrea, and that's to have respect because they are also um, following their nature. So we have to make sure, we talk about, and I used to work in Yellowstone quite a bit. And, I have my T-shirt still. Don't pet the fluffy cows. That's the buffalo, and people get hurt every year. Um, so while I respect them, if they let me know by the way they're behaving, they want their space, then I back off slowly and quietly. Otherwise, I sit there. And you're right. I've walked with my dogs and taken a break. And one time, like last year, I looked over and here's a fox sitting right next to us. And we all just sat there for about 15 minutes. The dogs didn't bark. The fox didn't do anything. So yeah, that felt perfectly safe. If its young had been nearby, it probably would have reacted differently and I would have moved. It's being part of nature. It's being one with it. It's showing it respect because we are, in the eyes of Creator and of the earth, we're all the same. I don't care if we're an earthworm or one of us or somebody in the daily path or even, God forbid, a politician. They're all the same. Mr. Chris, I think you're up, or Jerry. Where am I going? Jerry, Chris, Jerry. Da, 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 da.
Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry for taking so long. Just Sandria, talking to what you shared, when you're in that close contact with nature and you're feeling its effects, if we feel into it when it's showing it that, we can feel the link back to its wholeness. And what I find guided to do and what it's shown me is to go back to an animal's wholeness. We see what it needs. If its environment has been deprived, we know what to stand up for. We stand up for environmental things. If a tree is being cut down, we honor its spirit by communicating with it. We honor its wholeness, its walk here on life. And by going back to its wholeness, it feels acknowledged. And in that acknowledgement, which is its role in life, we learn about that life as well. So its journey becomes a gift to us and all those who listen. So we're learning to encourage people to listen to nature, to be with nature, and don't just feel it's trauma, because its trauma takes it out of its wholeness, the same as it does for us humans. So we're learning to find our wholeness and our walk in that wholeness. Talking stick in the middle.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. That's a good, yes, excellent material. Um, and the animals too, just like all the rest of nature, they will work with you doing healing. We'll do a healing show sometime down the road because my stance has always been, which I got from my teachers and everyone else, we don't do any healing. The best we can be is a hollow bone, and we allow Creator to come through us, and that's where the healing comes from. So the effect is the same, but it's where are we giving our gratitude? And for me, the animals have always helped in that. Whether the animals that want my family, my two dogs, if I'm doing healing work or guiding on healing, they'll come and they'll be right there. They just know. I don't even have to call them. Or if it's wild animals. I don't remember if it was when Geo was here or can't remember who was here, but we were talking about eagle medicine. And then suddenly this eagle came, oh, I think it was Jose, came flying right over us. And so I knew, okay, I'm going to put that energy into what I'm doing today. And I did it as part of a story, like Jerry does. Jerry uses the stories. Then the stories are another great way of all cultures, not just Native American. Listen to those old stories because, man, there's some teachings in there. Um, it'll make some things make sense to you. Some of it has otherwise disappeared. It's in the oral traditions. And I'm telling you, it's so helpful. I've gotten so many bits of information that I've used when I've needed it from just listening to the stories. Okay, Kat, you have your hand up.
Hi, yeah, again. So when Sandria was talking about, you know, crying for the animals, I was a few years back I was learning how to do Ohanda Gali Wadekwa, which is the thanks in English it's called the Thanksgiving ceremony, and I'm learning about my culture, so I don't know everything. I'm not claiming to be anything special, but I do have a tendency towards nature. Anyway, so I was on this platform with one of my one of the people from my tribe. He does a platform and he teaches, the culture. And he said that he asked me something about how something along the lines about how do I do my Thanksgiving, and so or was it asking me to do the Thanksgiving? But anyway, it got to the part where like we thank Mother Earth, and I was saying that I'm sorry to Mother Earth, and I was expressing, tears and this and that, and he stopped me, and I was like kind of shocked, and he said, "No, don't do that." He said, "Whenever you relate to Mother Earth, just tell her you're grateful, you know, don't, because he says you're making her feel bad. You don't want to do that. She got enough heartache as it is." So when Sandra said that, it just reminded me of what that man had was trying to teach me, because I feel the same way that Sandria was mentioning. Um, and another thing about this topic, when I first moved to this place where I'm at now, I've been here 4 years. I'm in central New York, Ithaca. Um, and I live on the outskirts of town. I'm in the township, so it's kind of middle class. There's nothing around, nothing but houses, and people don't talk to each other because they have cars and their houses are kind of separated. There's no real neighborhood, basically. So in the back where I live, there's a big long hill, and the deer used to come around. They don't come around anymore. Each year they've gotten less and less. But I read somewhere recently that Creator talks through the animals. And I had a relationship with this deer family, until it started out with just a, a mother deer and her daughter when I first got here. And she must have known she was going to pass away because I felt like she was telling me something. And I said to her, I will watch after your two younger ones. So the next year, the mother was gone and the babies were still growing. So I would just be friendly to them and talk to them. And I can't really reach them physically because I'm on the second floor and I have a terrace, but there's no way of getting downstairs to them. So everything I did with them was from the terrace through, you know, like that. And then I would bring food for them, not a lot, not all the time, but I could tell when they needed food. And then now there's like only seeing two babies from a different herd, and the rest of the herds are gone. There used to be like sometimes 10 or 15 of them would come, and sometimes they come to show me their babies, and the male deer would stand way in the back on the top of the hill in the bush, watching over the females as they came down and grazed and
We just lost Kat. It happened. That's the twice.
She accidentally muted herself.
Yeah,
There
probably.
you go. Now
Okay,
you're
we
on.
well, we
oh,
got it.
sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to take up
Thanks,
too much
Kat.
time. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know
but
what. That's the second
yeah,
time today. Oh well.
that's okay. I talk a lot, so it's
No,
good
no,
I got
that's
cut off.
fine. You're from New York, yo.
Yeah. I grew up there. I've been all around though. I've been in Lakota,
Yeah, I hear
Ojibwe.
you.
Yeah, I miss the Lakota ceremonies. Like I haven't been to one sweat in like I've been out here 7 years and I've only
Wow,
had one sweat. And when I lived out in
wow.
Minnesota, I was always
Yep.
calling people. They were calling me, and we'd go to Ulithi, all that.
Yep.
So I got some
Thank you,
background,
Kat.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
you'll do more.
thank you.
Thanks. That was awesome.
So, Jim, do we have anything more from our relatives on Pine Ridge?
Yeah, I just made a couple notes because there's a bunch of things, but and they all decided to defer to grandmother Jan, which I totally support. And grandmother, we are so honored to have you here this way. And anytime, whether you're visiting there or you're up in your home, please, we would love to have you call in. Your guidance has been incredible today. So I want to share a couple other things that she was putting down as we all were talking. And the first one is around using nature. And she was saying in several different ways. Yeah, her whole life she has used nature as her guiding healing opportunity, and she still is. Being over 100, she thinks that's why she's here. Um, what she was talking about was a vision quest. Everyone here probably knows what a vision quest is. For those who don't, a vision quest, traditional vision quest, you go up on the mountain, you prepare for it for as long as a year, and you're going to go up on the mountain to sit by yourself, and you're calling in a vision, is what it said. You're waiting to see if you get a vision. You go up for 3 nights and 4 days traditionally. This can vary, and you have people who sit below you somewhere in their little camp. They have a nice little camp with a fire. All you have is maybe a blanket and maybe a drum. And it's quite an intentional and intense thing. I've done 3 of them. But what grandmother Jan is saying is everybody right now with what's happening should go on a vision quest. And then she adds not the traditional, don't try to go up for 3 days and 4 nights if you haven't gotten ready, if you're not in that, but you can go sit somewhere for 8 hours. You can go in the middle of a forest for 8 hours. You can go in your backyard for 8 hours and just sit. Leave your phone behind, leave any kind of noise behind. If your backyard is noisy, try to go somewhere else, maybe a park, and just start connecting in with nature. and listen, because she will talk to you. Chris mentioned that before. Chris is an expert at this. I've used nature my whole life since I was about 20, and my grandmother said, okay, you're going to be part of this work. And I do listen, and now I'm doing what the mother is telling me to do as well. Part of what that will also give you, and as Kat was talking, that's medicine. Working with those young deer. For me, it was skunks. 3 of them I adopted because the mother was killed, and many others over the years. That's medicine. Each time you do that, you are connecting into yourself a healing energy. It's coming from the universe, from Mother Earth. It's coming from those animals. It's coming from any other humans who are around. I go on an earth quest a couple times a year, and I go out there to sacred places, and I go out to where the animals are. And I don't do any more than sit there and connect and let all that go into me. So I go home carrying that energy. In this case, if they're showing up on your doorstep, wow, what a gift. Do the best you can. That's right. And whether it's a 2-legged friend or a 4-legged friend, doesn't matter. If somebody needs assistance, you give it, and it tends to come back. The other thing she brought up, which I found was a good one too. I talk about this a lot, and I know Jerry does, and probably others. If you're working with Creator, if you're working with Mother Earth, Father Sky, if you're working with the ancestors, whatever your path is, you have to ask for what you need. Do not just assume, oh, here I am. Okay. God's going to give me what I need. No, it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. You have to ask. You have to be in a place in spirit that your intention's good, and then ask aloud, and ask often. I know some say, oh, you only have to ask once and Creator remembers. That's not the point. It's respect. It's asking. It's setting your own energy. So if you're doing healing work on yourself, on others, on our country, on our planet, whatever it is right now, ask for it. Ask for it. I start every day with a prayer. And the first thing I do is I give gratitude. Whenever I lead ceremony, first thing I do is give gratitude. You're going to say thanks for what you've got and what you will get. And then accept that you're going to get it, because you will. Don't doubt it. Don't think too much. This is all heart-based work. Feel into it. Say a prayer genuinely. And, thank you for what you gave me yesterday, today, what you are going to give me tomorrow. And then start working with it. And you'll find it works. For those who are really in some kind of physical, emotional, mental distress, you might have to find someone to help you. And I'm not condemning Western medicine. It's not my first option. But sometimes the pain is so bad, you need something, some pharmaceutical, to lessen the pain so you can actually deal with it. Just be careful what you use. I get a lot of people who come to me and are on these things that, wow, can knock you off your feet. Some can kill you. Some, I have a really good friend who, I swear to God, I don't know how he walks every day. He is a walking pharmacy. Oh, he's from New Zealand. I just remembered. So, but for whatever reason, that's what he has needed thus far in this walk. And he feels into it each time. He doesn't just do it, oh, give me more of those drugs so I can kill the pain. No, he doesn't do that. But he has these really weird dances that are all, it looks like the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz. And so to be able to maintain that, he has to take, now I'm just kidding around now. But it really is important to ask and to mean it. Grandmother, thank you so much. Wow, I mean, key points. What more is coming? She would like to send some more thoughts later, and she asks if we find them useful, would we put them up on our place on Facebook? We would love to. I would be so honored.
I don't very much find any that aren't useful, grandmother.
Yeah, good point. So yes, please, whatever you wish to send. And Tom, anybody in the group, we're happy to transcribe stuff and put it into our group, because you are part of our group. So thank you for asking that, grandmother. I haven't Well, we've never quite had a group like this gathering of eagles. And this thing's taken off. We just did it a couple weeks ago, I guess, Jerry.
Yeah, a couple
And
weeks
we
ago. Yeah.
just invited a few friends, and now there's, I don't know, 350, 400 people in it. So it's something we all need right now. And we're glad to be able to help there. Shazay, you still there? You are still there. Can you hear me?
He's on mute.
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering if he's deep into his planning.
Oh yeah, I was just painting.
That's what I thought. Hey, I got a request, which you don't have to, but I'm just do you have a Danae story you might want to share with us? That's
Danae's story.
or any story, I don't care. It could be Lakota. I won't blame you.
Let's see, Danae's story. Okay. There was once this old man that my dad used to always visit, and it's not really a story that anyone knows, but it's more of a personal story that my dad always talked about.
Okay.
But when he was growing up on the res over there where I'm staying at, he always used to see this old man that lived across the canyon, and it's the canyon you and I think Chris saw too. You guys
Yeah.
remember the Beck Canyon?
Yep.
It was on the other side where they look like, remember they look like teepees there, just little,
Yeah.
the rock formation. So he used to live back there. I think I told you guys that story too. Basically, it was just a story that I know he always talks about, and it's a story that I want to also bring to life too, as I kind of tell my stories. But it was pretty much a man that was there his whole life. But throughout the years, he always it used to be like visiting over his mom and dad. But as the years got older and the man got older, it went from visiting to like a shout across the canyon, hello, and then pretty soon it was like he never came by. But my dad used to always go visit him too and walk over there, and he would always tell him things that he wouldn't really tell his family. But I guess in a way, like what I'm trying to say is there's stories out there that perhaps I want to still capture and hold on to, and that's just something that I was just thinking about when you said tell stories about Navajo. But I don't know. It's, depending on Navajo, depending on what season is, I don't know. I know so much, but then I don't want to tell them right now in this very moment because I'm in my creative zone right now.
No,
And
that's fine. That's fine. What you shared was great.
Yeah, I just want to say, tell everybody out there that the spirit's strong and nature is beautiful. That's where we bring ourselves to reconnect back to the mother, back to the universe, and however we do it in our own beautiful way is always that beautiful way of doing it, and it connects us there. That's what brings us together, and it's beautiful to come together and keep sharing all these little things like that. I was listening to you guys as you guys are talking. A lot of good insights, what Chris has to say all the time. And Gio, I like the fact that you're connected, you're open, and you are here willing to hear the stories and just bring things together. You're building bridges is what I'm saying. And just want to say thanks for you guys for allowing me to speak tonight. And boy, it got too humid in this garage, so I'm probably gonna go step outside and sit underneath the trees for a minute. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited. She says that you're working in that garage because when I was visiting there too, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, there needs to be. This is like a perfect place to do like creative something.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at. My dad moved into my home. My brother's there. I have my kids, so it's like I've been a single father, just trying to get through the days with them, taking care of them, and then I kind of been staying down here because I really have no place to really create up there. So I know Jim has this big old garage, so I'm just kind of making what you were saying, Gio. I'm making use of it right now, just busting all these paintings. So, but I just want to say thank you guys for having me tonight, man. I appreciate it.
So perfect.
You're part of the circle. I hope you come in often.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll listen in.
Blessings, brother.
You too. You too, Chris. We were just talking about you the other day.
Yeah, we were. Oh, sorry.
I love it.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get
Thank
back to
you.
some painting.
Wastelo.
Yeah, what's that?
Must
We've
Yeah.
talked.
Jim, I got a quick something to drop in too. And
Yeah, go.
again, I'm only speaking for myself, but it's just where I go. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, and that I believe this platform can be a platform for many things, including, like Shize was saying, creating a bridge. And so, I'm imagining that can be a platform for, Shize to make his work available if that's, if that's part of what he does. And same thing with you, Jerry, why not, right? So it can be anything. It can be anything. So I just put that out there.
Yes.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, thank you. And that's, I think the next program is going to be around bridge because we're getting a lot of questions about that. I've been a bridge since the beginning of time. So, yeah, I think that's what we'll work around because being a bridge helps us connect, but also does help everybody heal together.
That's a really
Does that
good
make-
one.
Yeah, that makes sense, Jer.
Yeah.
I like that.
So we've talked about nature. I'd like to, I'm being nudged to include something here. Those old ones that taught me a lot on Hopi spoke a lot about they in the Hopi way that they say there's four parts of self. In order for us to have inner harmony, all those four parts have to be working together. This is going to be talking about and accessing one of those four parts. The very first part, actually, which is that sacred breath of life. For everyone that's here, that's listening, as you breathe, pay attention to your breath right now. Is it shallow or is it deep? Is it quick or is it slow, deep breaths? Take a moment to deepen that breath, to bring that breath of life into and through you. And as you do that, settle into the space where you're at. And as you're breathing that slow, beautiful breath in, that breath of life, I want you to take and picture some place in nature that holds a deep meaning for you and has great beauty for you. Picture it in every detail. If it's a lake with a beautiful forest and abundance of wildlife and animals, the sun shining down, the smell of the trees, the feel of the breeze blowing in your face, the songs of the birds and the calls of the animals. Feel it. Picture that life. Picture how alive it is. It embodies that essence of that beautiful, pure breath of life. The same breath that you're breathing into you right now and out. There is no difference. There is no separation. Feel and be one with that beautiful scene that you've been to, that you hold sacred, that beautiful place that you are, that beautiful place of nature, surrounded by the physical embodiment of the beauty of that breath at its full strength in nature. And as you do that, bring it into yourself and continue to breathe. Let all those fears and all the anxieties from everything that this world is trying to cause and create within you, let it fall apart and breathe it out. Let only that peace and that beauty of nature and that powerful breath of life that is within nature, let it breathe it into you and out. And now I want you to take and feel that breath within you. Feel that strength and that power of that sacred breath of life within you and all around you and in that spot of nature. And I want you to picture a place or a person or a group of people that you feel that breath is growing weak in. I want you to envision that breath being given to them, being given to that place. Even if it's a spot in nature that has been abused and neglected and destroyed, whatever you choose to do, take that beautiful breath that you've taken into yourself and share it at the place that you feel has a need for that. Let that be your gift today to that place. And you can even embody, picture, envision the whole world surrounded with that beautiful breath because she's vibrant and alive. And when we focus on that truth, the truth of that beauty of life, the illusion of the fear and the anger and the destruction falls away. And we strengthen the truth of reality of this beautiful life, the beautiful life that is inhabited in nature, in the mother, and then within all of us, within all people, whether we be four-legged, winged, or human. And in doing so, you have just added and given and helped create better peace, better balance within yourself and the world around you. Aha, thank you.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
So this was a powerful show, and just to end it on a powerful note, I just got a side message. Well, first of all, grandmother was really getting tired, so she has departed and thanks us again. And I made it very clear we thank her. Um, but I got a message from someone. Someone was trying to come in right at the end of the show with a pseudonym, and I thought to myself, no, that's you know probably not wise. That's usually how something goes haywire. But someone sent this note that she, it's a woman, was feeling really down, depressed, like she'd had it and she can't go any more. Things are falling apart. But listening to us speak today, she feels maybe there's a way to get through this and she wants to join in the future when she feels a little stronger. That is, wow, it's powerful. And so I just wanted to know if, because she's going to play the recording afterwards, that she's absolutely more than welcome anytime. And she doesn't even have to become visible if she doesn't want. It can always just leave the camera off. And that's to anybody who
And you're
plays
welcome
this.
anytime.
Yep.
You,
Yep.
young woman that spoke, you're welcome anytime, whether it's here when we're having the podcast, you're welcome on our page.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome to speak with us and to share with us and to ask whatever questions. We are a family. You're part of that family.
Thanks. Yeah, that's right. A Gathering of Eagles is the group on Facebook right now, if you want to find us there. A Gathering of Eagles. Join up. Welcome in. We will be adding some new things pretty soon because things are moving so fast. But certainly, whatever you want to ask, some things we'll be doing in groups because it's hard to work with everybody. And I'll just, because people want this right now, just like we do, all of us sitting here, we're getting inundated with friend requests and other sorts of things. So just know we see it all and we're moving as fast as we can. And the best place to go is that group for now. And just put on there what you want and we'll take it from there. Anything else? That's all I can think of on that piece.
I do have a
Yeah.
question, in terms of the community page, because it really is like the best place versus your profile. Would you want
Yeah.
people here to go to the invite section of the community page and invite other people? That'd be helpful.
That's a good question, and you'll see the welcoming post on there. It talks about that. Yes, if you have friends, family, anyone who can use what we're doing, anyone that would help them on their road, feel free to invite them in. And don't worry about them. If they want to come, they will, and if they don't, they won't. And yes, that's where a bunch of them are coming from right now, Gio, because so many of them have said that to me. my dad, my uncle, my sister, she's entered the group. I want to join too. Yeah, you don't need any ticket. You don't need any pedigree. You don't have to be red, white, black, or yellow. You don't have to be old or young. Everybody welcome.
If you are alive and you are on this planet Earth, then
Uh-oh.
you are welcome to be a part of the gathering of
Oh,
eagles.
okay.
They let me in, so anybody can come.
That's true. Chris has actually come up twice already and walked the res with us. So yeah, anybody can come. Ooh. And I guess we'll put it out there. Does anybody have anything they really feel like they still have to add?
I wanted to thank you, Jerry, for doing that meditation and that call in, because I felt like I really followed it. And so, I went to the space where I would go to, but then the piece about bringing other people into it, so I brought my daughter on into it, and my sister who's having some challenges. And like you said, really feel that is a very real healing that got ignited there. Thank you.
Just
Awesome.
sharing, Jerry. I haven't talked to Jerry about this, but what he did is virtually the same as the meditation I developed totally separately, following the connection with nature through breath. So for me, that's a confirmation that this meditation, this path, resonates globally. If I find it individually, and you're sharing it, Jerry, as well, it's coming through wherever it's open.
Truth is truth.
And Kat had to also leave for a family thing, so it is time for us all to leave, I think. We're down to 4. We're the 4 directions. How about
I am
that?
complete.
I'm complete as well. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, you all. Thanks for everyone else who was here. What? I think he just froze.
Got froze.
That's pretty funny. Young warrior, you froze.
Yes, I did.
Did you have something to add?
I was just asking if somebody wanted to close. I opened the circle. I was wondering if somebody
Okay.
wanted to close it.
Hi. I don't know. We got somebody waving, but I don't know.
I'd be happy to close it.
Oh, go.
You're on. You're on, Chris.
From the south of the earth to the north, where my brothers walk and live. I give thanks. I give thanks from the mother. She shares her beauty, her wisdom, and her understanding with us through every day and through every breath. And listening to this, we've been guided in a good way. And I'd like to thank all those here who've shared with me in any way, and the teachings and learnings I've gained from that, including spirit, nature, and all that's been with us here today. And thank you to our brothers and sisters in Pine Ridge. Your contribution today has been graciously and massively appreciated. I honor the elders. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And that, for those who know the prophecies, that connected to Eagle and the Condor. Good. Okay. Good night, everybody.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. We'll see you later.